To be honest, I'm really frustrated with teams that bunker down because there's nothing that we can do about it. But then on the same side, I'm a U.S. fan, and that's how we tied against Mexico. So it's frustrating. To be honest, I was really looking forward to them countering, which would give us an opportunity, because there's absolutely nothing that we can do in a situation like that. Our team doesn't know how to react, and either we should give them the ball so that they can counter and then we can counter and score, or we just launch it in, because the current system is just a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating being down 2-0 because it means we have to score 3 goals to win, and scoring 3 goals in soccer, it's a very low-scoring sport. It's just difficult. So when you're down 2-0, you're like, okay, well, let's walk away with 1. I thought there were some interesting substitutions that I guess panned out in our favor, but were interesting choices. But trust in Tata. You know, this is another game where we've scored really late, and while it hurts my heart and stresses me out and gives me ulcers, it makes for really great ratings. So, you know, it's really fun at the end of the day being a fan. They keep it interesting, and this does prove that when we're down, we are not out. So it's good for the team to know that, hey, even if we're down 2-0, we can come back and fight our way back into this game, which is a good experience to have, especially as a new team, and especially when in playoffs anything can happen, and to know that you can come back and at least get a point, or in playoffs bring it to PKs, gonna be great.
Right, absolutely. It's definitely a big boost to morale as well with stuff like this. With Zombie Mears, Zombie Peterson, like, what is it about guys that haven't played in a while and then all of a sudden, you know, they do something?
To be honest, I wasn't that happy with the subs. Villalba has shown that he's much better scoring at the end under pressure. He's one of the few guys that can strike from pretty far out and have success. So I wasn't that happy with him coming out. Peterson, I really wanted him to go in against Kansas City just because he had something to prove. I would say the only positive, I mean, other than the goal and, you know, the tie, right? Like, at the time, the only positive I saw with those guys coming on was that, you know, they had something to prove. They wanted positions on the team, but they were forgotten guys. You know what I mean? It's not something wrong with the players. The reason we weren't scoring had nothing to do with the players. It had something to do with the system. We need a way to score when everybody bunkers down. We need a strategy, because right now there's none.
Yeah, so I like that. I mean, as much as I literally forgot Tyrone Mears was on the team, it means that there's competition in practice, and it means no one is safe in their spot. And I mean, I'm sitting here yelling for Brandon Vasquez to come onto the field, but here comes Gressel.
Height.
Yeah, height. Give me a big man. Just play it to his head. That's right. That's right. So I think it's really great to see these guys come on and mean that there's depth on our bench, which once again will be good as we take a stretch into September where we're playing 7 games. So like I said, maybe it's a little mean. I forgot Tyrone Mears was on the team, but hey, he scored a goal today, and it means he's still around, he's still relevant, and that means he's still fighting for a spot and keeping things interesting and competitive on the field, and making sure everyone's working their hardest on the day-to-day.
Right, for sure. And so with the international break coming up, like with this type of result, with a big boost for morale, is it a good thing that we actually have a break? I mean,
To be honest, if we knew that Martinez was going to perform as he has or hasn't the last 2 games, it would be better to say he's still injured so he doesn't have to go on international break and re-injure himself. I don't think Parkhurst is going. I mean, the international. Right. So. It's frustrating because I'm also a U.S. fan and I'm really excited about these qualifiers, but at the same time, like, it's quite annoying for us because I think the reason that we're doing so poorly now is because we haven't played. So now we're about to take another break before we have the big home opener at the Benz, which is just going to be more frustrating. They need some hidden scrimmages against some other teams. They need something that's off the books to happen, because right now, if we play on September 10th the way we played the last 2 games, although we played better against better teams. We played 2 crappy teams and had crappy results because of that. So,
yeah, I think any other time I'd be happy for an international break to give our team a rest, except we just came off of a nice 2-week rest and played 2 really funky games, and now we're going to do it again. And FC Dallas is towards the top of the West, and then we go play a marathon of games in September, and I would like us to be in form. But, hey, we play well at home, so maybe there's some juju there that's untapped. And so, you know, it's frustrating, but everyone has to go on break. It's not just us. And so, you know, I know we're sitting here being really frustrated because we want to play, but there's going to be other teams who are thankful for the break, and maybe next year that's us, and it's not necessarily the team's fault. Mercedes-Benz Stadium was not done on time, forcing this situation in August and September.
What do you guys have in store for the Hype Depot when we get into
we
September
could tell
10th?
You might have to kill you. So yeah, they're secrets.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But a little tease for the fans that are looking forward to it.
A tease. All right. What can I tell you without giving too much away?
Yeah. You don't have to too crazy.
Size.
I like that. Yeah, there's the truss above, so I imagine you guys might be using that, maybe.
Maybe that has something to do
I
with
can
it.
neither confirm or deny anything being said.
That's great. That's lovely though. Yeah. So final thoughts on the game as a whole.
Oh, we need to do better. That's my final thought. I'm really ready. I can't wait for September. It's going to be very intense. I can say Resurgence has been working very, very, very hard to get ready for the TIFOs and all of the games ahead of us in the bins. So we're having to come up with a lot of stuff in advance where most teams can sort of do it right before each game, and we can't. We don't have that luxury now. Yeah.
Yeah, it is frustrating to know we've only walked away with 1 point against 2 of the lesser teams in the East. But you know what? No one's more disappointed than the team who actually had to play and be in these games. So you know that they're feeling just as frustrated. You know that they're just as excited to be back home. And I think that home opener is going to be awesome because there's a lot of just pent up, ready to be back in our hometown in the new stadium. And so, bring it on. Let's let this break just fuel this anxiety and this angst even more, and just turn up on the 10th and let's go crazy.
Yep.